Dun, 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 dun. Truck collector, said you. Here's Wiggs. Wiggs, you in? Just let you in. Oh, there you are.
What's up? What's up?
There you are, man. Hey, everybody. Spider, what's up? A lot of people coming in. This is awesome. I recorded Daniel. What's going on, man? Good to see you on here too. AIG United Track Collector. I did run a podcast earlier today, and I kind of want to do another one because I felt like the podcast today, guys, was kind of really open-ended, if that makes sense. Kind of weird, but Wiggs. So I had Wiggs come on too. Um, Wiggs, how's it going? You got home safely, I take it?
Got home safely. I'm hanging out with Mr. Neymar on the floor right here. Say hi, Neymar. Mr. Charlie the cat.
He's not
Mr. Neymar.
he's not entertained, obviously.
Nah,
He's not
he's
entertained.
he flops on the floor every time he gets touched, and he's like Neymar. So
All right, guys. So this I'm going to try this podcast here. What I'll end up doing, if you don't stay the whole time, I'm going to move this over later. I'll upload it onto Spotify. So if you wanted to listen to it another day, you'll be able to. So if you miss it, I know it's getting late for people on the East Coast. 9:48 here. Um, I
not
don't know.
that late.
I mean, it's not that late, but Cardboard Haven, what's going on? I'm going to look briefly all through the chat too, because I think maybe people have questions and types of things of that nature. Wiggs, I want to start with one thing. Oak City, what's going on, man? My man from up north as well. I want to start with one thing. I got a message today from a follower of the pod, and I'm going to give him a shout. His name is Cambridge Cards, and he said, let's see here. I'm not going to go through that. That was him. Let's see here. As someone who has acquired a fairly large collection and is interested in getting a table at a card show, I would love to hear your thoughts or maybe a guest's perspective discussing approaches to selling at a card show. Um, I'm thinking of doing a local card show in Boston area where I would be one of the few people selling soccer and the only table selling only soccer. My goal would be to meet other collectors and hopefully sell off a lot of value box level cards. So this is kind of an interesting, not a question, just a thought, right? He's probably looking for
Yeah.
some suggestions or ideas. Let me back up a little bit. Um, Into how to approach that. I know I know you've done some shows,
Handful.
and myself from my perspective, I've done some. I've done some where I'm the only soccer guy. I mean, I've done a few in Connecticut. I think 2 years ago I did two in 1 month, and I think on both of those shows, I think I made like $40 combined, and that's soccer only. So
Dude, it's
it's
so hit or miss. So hit or miss. The first show I set up at, I had a few basketball and football cards, and I had a handful of soccer cards, and I think I sold most of the basketball and football cards for me. Then I went back and set up for the first time in a hot minute, and sold a good amount of soccer cards, which I then actually put into another card that was bigger that happened to be at a pig barn in Ohio. Then I set up another time in more recently, the last time I set up, Kentucky invited me out to Kentucky, and went to the show there, and had only soccer cards, and I actually did really really well there. So it's like I think people are looking for big names. Like that's like what it comes down to. Like, do you have Messi? Do you have Ronaldo? Do you have, I guess, Yamal's in the mix now, because everybody that doesn't really collect soccer knows those three names.
Mhm.
And there's some other names that were surprisingly. Odegaard was a very highly sought after person. I had a
Wow,
handful of,
wow,
yeah. Um,
that's interesting.
that's Yildiz. Sold to Yildiz when I was there. Like I had a handful of Saka, like just the bigger name players, like not necessarily the biggest. Like I moved two of my bigger cards to one person. Like he's just like, all right, this is what I want to offer you. I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. And then after that, it was a bunch of smaller deals, which had a fun time doing it.
Yeah, I think Cambridge cards kind of like I said, it's not really a question, but it's more of a how do we, how do you handle that? And you mentioned value boxes, right? I know,
Yeah,
in the past when I did the All Soccer Card Show in September in Jersey, I did have a value box set up, and I put a Joao Neves case in there, and nobody found it. So you know what I mean? It's like, how
right,
do you entice people to go in the? I mean, I'm always going to the value box. I love it because there's stuff in
right,
there. Sometimes there's people don't realize what they have, right? Or in the same respect, there might be something that you actually collect and really like and you want to
right.
have. So that becomes kind of the big piece here. So Oak City and it looks like Cardboard Haven are having a little discussion here. Endrick and Estevan, of course, they're going to the World Cup. I mean, I think Endrick should be there, given what he's been doing performance-wise for Lyon. But
Yep.
going back to the Cambridge cards, I would say, once you should come set up the All Soccer Card Show in New Jersey as well. I think there might be a few tables left, if not many. And you may not be able to go given the time constraint. It's a Friday, Saturday show. But for those that don't know, that soccer show's coming up Easter weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Easter Sunday, so you can still go. Going to be a good show. I had a really good time last time that I was there. Um, and I did do well there too. That's one of the things that Ignacio, man, I would love to have you there. Even if he just brought his stuff to show, he's got some really cool stuff.
Yep.
Not even selling, but just like just to show that sort of stuff. Ignacio, you still gotta find me a João Neves ticket. I need one, either the national team debut or the Benfica debut. So it's been crickets with some of you guys. I've asked for that, but no one's done that. Will you guys do one in Cali? I believe we have had discussions about that.
Soko did one there
Yeah, they
recently. It's
did. They did. But we are exploring
different.
possible expansion. We've got some news coming up. I can't announce it yet, but Hooked on Soccer Cards, he's going to bring some pretty fun news. And we're working behind the scenes on some stuff along with Anthony Sack Cards on the All Soccer Cards show. That's based out of New Jersey. But we're working on a few things. It's exciting time for us. We're not, and some people have kind of looked at this, Sam, as that we're trying to compete. We're not. We want to do our own thing. It's just different.
No, I get
Uh,
that
we we like those guys. We hope they succeed at what they do, but we want to do something different.
for
And
sure.
that really involves the experience. I mean, we've all been to shows. Some shows are boring. Call it like you see it. You know what I mean? They're not there.
Yeah,
And I don't know how to fix that. I don't even think if you bring a big like a guest, I don't know how that even. I mean, I'm sure it helps draw people. I mean, it depends who it
right,
is, right? Like if you're bringing like let's say Claudio Reyna, right? Is that really gonna like you know
right.
turn the speedometer for people? Like even for me, who grew up with that guy playing, I'm kind of like whatever. You know what I mean? Like Mike Burns, who's an alumni from my college. I'm friends with his brother. He played for the U.S. national team. That's still not going to turn the needle. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. But yeah,
Somebody that went to the college I went to played for one of like the Pacific Islander national teams. Well after I went there, and I'm like good on you, man. Like Pacific Lutheran had a kid playing for American Samoa or something like that.
yeah. I mean, I guess if you had somebody like KDB or somebody like you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah,
But I still don't think you're going to draw a huge crowd. You know what I mean? Unless his
right,
name is Ronaldo or Messi, you're not going to draw a crowd.
right,
Well, you might. You never know. I mean, Oak City, if we brought Estevan, we'd probably fly down from Toronto, Canada, and make sure he met Estevan. You know what I mean? So who knows? It could be. Kier Gems, thanks for joining, man. Um, so today, you probably haven't listened to the podcast yet. I don't think a lot of people have listened to the podcast that I recorded today, but one of the things I wanted to talk about with you because I think this needs to be a discussion, and I think the people in common sense is in here too. Cool, man. Good to see you on here. One of the things I
Up, Cole?
after I was on Card Talk last week, I noticed the first guest Tyler had, they were talking about unlicensed stuff in the non-sport space. And I started to think a little bit about our sport. Malik, what's up, man? Good to see you on here. I started to think a lot about our space, right? The soccer space, the unlicensed stuff, primarily like the Leafs of the world, the upper deck, some of the upper deck Goodwin champion stuff of the world. Um, it got my brain thinking a little bit. So Topps had those sketch cards. I think this is the second or third year they've done those sketch cards. They're kind of really hard to
Yeah,
hit.
case hit or something like
Yeah,
that. Or,
the
SS,
artists that yeah, they're all one of ones, I think, right? They're artist
thing.
sketches. I'm pretty sure they are. And if anybody in the comments knows more, please correct us if we're wrong. But I believe they're all one of ones, and it got me thinking. Have you ever looked at those cards at all?
Nope. I like for me, it's like I think like cards are art. I think that's like one thing I think we talked about before. Card like a piece of card like a cardboard is art, but it's like that's something I've never really was super interested in.
What's up, Kentucky Fried?
What's up,
He's in here
Holmes?
too. So if
My
you've ever
guy.
if you've ever looked at those cards, um, just go on eBay. Have you looked at them at all? Have you seen, you know what they look like though, right?
Yeah, I've seen
They're,
like the messy one recently that like
they're, they're
got
kind of
hit
like
or was pulled.
yeah, they're kind of like a portrait, right? They're like
Yeah,
hand drawn. One of my concerns with that is, well, it's not a concern because I don't own any of them. But those are kind of unlicensed cards. There's no team logos on those at all.
right.
And I don't think anybody's noticed that really. Maybe they have. Anybody in the chat noticed that at all? Like those sketch cards, there are no team logos on those. So I think, granted, they are different than the other cards that are unlicensed, right? Because they're artist cards, they're sketched, they're hand drawn, they're one of ones. I get that. But in my mind, I think those cards um, can help prop up the unlicensed stuff. Now, I'm not a huge fan of unlicensed stuff, but there is stuff like I have that Nev's Exquisite. I love that card. That name carries a lot of weight
Right.
um, in the space. The Exquisite name, the brand. Um, I'm kind of like, well, if people are paying that kind of money for those cards, or actually, I think they're kind of maybe. I think there's a Lamine Yamal one of one artist sketch for 14, 1600 bucks
Crazy.
online, which is kind of, I guess that would generally be kind of in the realm of unlicensed pricing, given who it is, you know? Oh, let's see here. Common Sense Card says few of the sketches I've seen are pretty poorly done too. Not great art. Yeah, I can agree with that. I saw some of them. Some of them are not great. Some of them are cool, but again, that's a spin on
Yeah.
whomever the artist is, his style that he might have. He might have a unique style. I don't know, but what do you think? I mean, what do you think about my observation, number one, like in terms of should
Right.
that, I mean, I generally think that those selling for that kind of money should prop up the other unlicensed stuff. Now, the Leaf stuff, I don't love. I
Yeah.
don't love Leaf stuff. Futera, they make a nice card, but again, the unlicensing throws me off. Like I have that Joel Neves PSG exquisite, considered a rookie. It's numbered to 49. It's an auto. It's a beautiful card. It's on card. It's his first on card auto too. Oddly enough, it's unlicensed. So, I think those, I don't know. I mean, I think those should climb a little bit in value or desirability.
I think they will. Um, like I just me personally, I'm like not something I'm a huge fan of. Like I think I've said it before. Like you have the Futera. It's like the national team picture with the club team jersey. I'm like, I just don't like that. I don't like it. But
Well,
like at
Panini
the
does
same
that
time,
too.
like at the same time though, it's like all right, you have a artist drawn Messi, Yamal, Ronaldo, whatever it is. I'm like, I get why people might like it. I just don't know how you're. I mean, the pricing for me is like I don't know how you price it. Like I'm like it's cool, it's fun, it's unique. It's like 101, cool. Or like if they have multiple of it, like I get it's like a collectible. I don't
Yeah,
know, man.
it's so weird, right? When you think
Right.
about it, and Kentucky Fried brings up a good point. Licensing for all, may the best design win. I agree, man. I wish that was the case.
Yeah.
Um, like the early '90s, right? But then people start saying, "Well, then we'll have junk wax." No, you won't, because you'll buy what you like,
Right.
and there's more options to buy. But that
Please
kind of
please
that
bring
kind,
back the basic designs. Please bring back basic designs.
see, I don't even think that's a basic design. I think that's a pretty complex design if you think about it. It's clean, but it's not I wouldn't say it's
Okay,
basic.
like what I'm trying to say is like, all right, like compare it to another like World Cup card from the last go round. You have
Yeah,
this auto
yeah,
that's a freaking gold scopes.
yeah,
Like it's cool. I I like basic. That's just
yeah.
me.
Well, basic to me would be like SP Authentic hockey,
Yeah.
where it's all white, in the player, or like
Right.
the Ronaldos in the SP Authentic product. That's a basic design, very clean,
Right.
very attractive, very good looking, like the exquisite Nevs that I have that I posted today.
Right.
And the story is very basic, very clean, very, I guess, classy, we could call it. But um, the thing about, and this kind of brings me to my next kind of um, question on the scarcity stuff, right? We start to think about scarcity, one of one, of 10 gold, of
25,
of 25,
15.
of 50 orange. There, gold is up 50 for some places
Yeah.
for tops. I think the hobby forgets, and some of us, I'm guilty. I know I'm very guilty of this, that from a transactional perspective, those limited cards are limited in transactions as well,
Right.
in terms of volume. What the hobby is based upon, and I'm talking about collecting, I'm talking about the flipping game, I'm talking about reselling, whatever it may be, is based on, again, some base, not as much as it used to be
Right.
probably, but the stuff that's even numbered in the 200s, the hundreds, the 75s, the 50s, right? I really believe that, and people forget that. That's what drives this hobby. It's not. There's only 10 of a gold card, I mean, now you
Yeah.
have gold. Now you have gold mojo, you have gold,
Right.
what's it, gold ice, whatever it's called.
Pulsar.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what drives, and this probably goes back to Cambridge cards. It's like, listen, that's the stuff you're probably gonna be able to sell more of. And honestly, when I did that New Jersey show in September, that's the stuff I sold more of. It wasn't the of tens or the of 25s or the of 50s. You know what I mean? It was the higher numbered stuff because
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt as much. You know,
Right.
what do you think about that? Like, I mean, Ignacio, either one, buddy. Benfica or Portugal debut, either one. Um, I mean, what do you like? Am I like off base here? Like, because when you look at, even if you look at car ladder data, right? The volume, it's not only of 10 golds are selling.
Right.
It's the other stuff. It's the base cards that are selling too.
I think it comes down to like you know, people try to seek out like the lower numbered stuff or like the short printed stuff, and it becomes, less attainable. Um, but it's like, you know, for me with my value box I had, like I sold a handful of things out of it. Like I had somebody go through and they picked out like 20, 30 or handful of cards. Maybe not that many, but like they're like, all right, what do you want for this? I'm like, told them my number. Like I had a handful of people definitely get steals from me. I don't really care. I did
Yeah.
have I had a card that I literally wrote on the back of it in a marker free. Nobody found the free card. It was a Timo Werner out of 75. Apparently nobody likes Timo Werner these days. I mean, I guess he does miss a lot of sitters, so it's
But but I guess my point is kind of like, I think we get distracted by a lot of that stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean? We get
For
distracted.
sure.
Oh my God, it's a gold. Like you mean, I know with me with Joel Nebs, it's like, oh my God, I need to have that one. That's like a number to 10. And
Right.
it's like, when I look at other cards, I'm like, wow, that's such a beautiful card.
Yep.
I want that. Like even for example, the Stadium Club image. I love that image, but I don't
Right.
have. There's a sepia that I really like. There's the black and white that I really like, and those are numbered to like 99 or 75 or something. I
Right.
don't know. They're higher numbered, but they're beautiful. So I think
Doesn't
sometimes
have.
we miss out. I mean, Inasu's kind of a he's kind of different because he only collects of 10, and it's got to be number one of
Yeah.
a player. So he's kind of different. He's bred differently. Um, but uh, it's it's kind of like the orange versus gold stuff, Topps Chrome. Like everyone for the
Right.
longest time, this hobby, and I don't even know who starts these narratives. Like gold is worth more than orange. It's actually not. If you run the numbers, they're not. And that's just based on scarcity. Do I like gold better? Yes, but the oranges are worth
Looks
more
better.
money. Yeah, it looks better, but the oranges are worth more money because again, people get distracted by the number and they
Yep.
don't think about what they like. So, I think that's something that probably needs to be reinforced into the hobby. It's not the of tens or the of threes or that drive
Right.
this hobby. It's the other stuff, you know. And I don't know how he fixed that because even now kids go to a card show,
Yeah.
they don't even want cards you give them for free. You know what I mean? They might be like a $3 card. They don't even
Yeah.
want it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, it's just an observation I'm making. I'm gonna put this recording up too because I think there's probably a lot of value in here that we could run back to. Anybody else got any questions so far? Any observations they've seen in the hobby? Anybody else want to join? I think we can three-way people in here.
Yeah, you can. I got something interesting because I think there's a card. Not bought it. I know somebody that is selling the card, but so I'm just gonna. I want to have a question. So obviously, this is the first Ronaldo Prism right here, just
Yep.
the silver. Would you rather have this, or would you rather have the 2016 Euro silver that he won?
I think I want that 2014 Prism.
2014. Fair.
I think I want both.
I rather. I hear you.
Because
I
because
think.
because here's how you have to think of this. No, all you Ronaldo haters out there, pump your brakes right now, okay? Don't get mad at me. But let's say he wins a World Cup, right? Do you think that 2016 Prism is going to be? I mean, it'll still be a important card,
Right.
but it won't eclipse this card from this Prism. I don't think so, in my eyes. Um, but the argument's there, like first and first, right?
Right.
First international tournament win. Um,
Did it before Messi too.
yes, he did. I think Messi actually threatened to quit the Argentine national team that
Yep.
summer
And
too.
yeah, in 2020 the 2016 Copa America. Yep, he threatened to step down.
Cardboard Haven has a question. He says, "Do you think Mexico is going to be a shit show for the World Cup?" Um, I really can't answer that question. I'm not a U.S. ambassador to Mexico. I don't really know what's going on down there. I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Hopefully, it's just safe for everybody. I mean, you could say the same thing about here, right? The United
Right.
States, we're not the safest place either. Are you guys going to any games? I am not as of now.
I
Um,
am not as of now too.
unless like if I can like write a letter to FIFA to get us press credentials, maybe we can go for free.
Yeah. Right.
Um, I mean, cardboard Haven. I mean, there's some games in Toronto. You know, you could get mugged in Toronto, right? Is that a thing up there? People get mugged up there? Uh, I don't know. Probably they probably do. People probably get mugged in
Yeah.
Toronto. Um, I think
Ironically, for me, Toronto is the closest place to go to games.
there you go. I mean,
In frickin' Columbus, Ohio.
that
Go to Toronto.
that's kind of. I mean, you think about these things because they're important, right? Because I mean, safety is such an important
Yeah.
thing, anyway you are. I mean, for example, like I would love to see Portugal live, but let's face it, they played two games in Houston and one in Miami. that time of year, it's too
Yeah,
far away. I probably wouldn't have gone. The prices are ridiculous, so it's kind of like it would have been really hard to make you know, say, oh, I can go because of this. No, I can't go because of that. The prices are ridiculous. Plus, you have the option to also watch the games with a bunch of people, your friends or whatever
yeah,
at a bar or something. So that's
right.
just as fun, that's just as fun. And you don't have to worry about like, paying 15 or 20 bucks for a beer. Italy better make it. It's all I know. One of those playoff games start. I don't even
So I
know.
think in March, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
I
March,
believe so.
April. I
Yeah, I
think
believe
it
so.
has to be. I'm not gonna lie. Wouldn't mind going to Foxborough and watch Norway.
Yeah, I know who's got tickets to that game. Somebody I know's got Norway, France, right?
That's I think there's two games there. That's like the big one. That's the last game, which ironically Norway and France, if they both can do what they need to do, can basically just be like, all right, we're just happy to do a 0-0 draw, 1-1 draw, whatever you want. So we'll see if they do it because they have 48 teams now, so it's like you're if you know you're going to advance, you could literally third game of the group just be like, don't really care. We're just gonna play a boring game and kick the
Hmm.
ball out, which I'm not a big fan of, but I get trying to maybe
That's
expand it a little
that's
bit.
that's probably strategy. That's
Right,
strategy. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't.
for sure.
I haven't been too vocal about this, but I think I mentioned it once in recent weeks. I don't like the expanded World Cup. I don't like it. I think it's too
Me
much.
either. No, keep it
You're gonna
small,
have,
keep it simple.
yeah, I think you're gonna have a lot of and pardon my French if any of your kids are on here watching, they should be in bed by now. It's 10:15. But I think there's gonna be a lot of shitty teams in the World Cup too. Um,
Right.
I mean, I can't name them off my top of my head right now, but I can tell you there's gonna be shitty teams. Italy, Canada, first game in Toronto, going to be crazy. If Italy makes it, right? Man, Foxborough doesn't have a contract in place for security. That's right, they don't.
That's not
Um,
good. We
no,
all saw what
and
happened to Copa America.
there's a few cities that are running into that problem, um, which is terrible because Foxborough is right outside Boston, and it's a hotbed for international soccer, Portuguese, Italians, um, the Latin American people that are live in the area. Very important. They're trying to milk it and make more money. Of course, that's right. That's why that last tournament last summer was the same thing. Although they called it a kind of a warm up to the World Cup, right? The FIFA World Club Cup. Um,
Well, you saw
they
what
haven't.
happened in the Copa America they had in 24.
Yeah,
What happened in Miami in the final? They basically had a security breach and didn't start the game for like another hour or something like that.
yeah. And Danger Mart, buddy, what's up? He brings up a good thing. He says they have until the end of the month for Foxborough. I don't think it will fall through, but that's wild. Well, Danger Mart, you may recall. Here's one for you. You may recall this. I think you're old enough to know this. 2004 Euros when Portugal, they had stadiums that weren't complete until almost very close to the tournament starting, and they did pull it off. So if Portugal can do it, where it's island time all the time in Portugal, Foxborough should be able to get that done for sure. For sure. Oh boy, but I mean, yeah. The Speaking of the World Cup, right? And then when's the World Prism come out? World Cup Prism. Well, here's a good
Soon
starting.
ish.
Here here's a good kind of kickoff point. So we've got a few products coming out. Not the World Cup Prism, but the road to the World Cup. You've got Select. You've got Donruss Optic, right? You've got
Yep.
Noir. You've got National Treasures that's releasing as well. Um, we're getting overloaded in Panini. I think Panini's just trying to dump as much as they can on people because I think the last one the only Road to the World Cup we had was we had Mosaic, right? That was a product,
Yeah, yeah, the Mosaic, yeah,
and the and
the
the and the Donruss one too.
Donruss, yeah.
So we only had two, but now they're throwing in the two high end pieces, which is National Treasures, which I talked about on my podcast today, and Noir. So the two kind of I guess when you compare them, like National Treasures is kind of like the cup in hockey, right? And then
Yep.
Noir is kind of like ultimate, I guess you could call it in hockey as well. Little lower. Um, most love Mosaic, sad it's gone. Yeah, I think people are gonna miss I mean, I like Mosaic too. When it first came out, I loved it. Then I was kind
Yeah.
of like, eh. Now I'm back to liking it again. Um, yeah, Noir is an interesting set. I don't love Noir. I haven't really kind of fallen in love with it. I mean, what do you think, Wigs, on Noir?
I think I like the older, like the first gen back in like 2016, 17. The newer stuff. I have not bought any of it.
Me
I
neither. Me
haven't.
neither.
I'm just like, eh. I don't care. Like, maybe I'll find a card I like. I mean, to be honest with you, like I really miss Stadium Club. I know they're not going to do it for a World Cup, but probably Select. I mean, obviously, I hit my best card out of the Panini Donruss, but
Yeah,
I'm like,
Select will be interesting. The World Cup Select as
right,
well. I mean, I don't really want to. I don't really want to. I don't really want to buy it though, because it's Road to the World Cup. You know what I mean?
right,
Um, Spectra, yeah, Danger Mart. That's like that's a Chronicles product. Chronicles would have been. I actually Chronicles for the low end product. I think would have been cool. To do something with Chronicles, where you could have a bunch of different brands. You could have Prestige. You could have Spectra. You could have Prism in there too. It could be a
right,
special edition Prism. Um, but even now, like you go to Walmart and there's some places have 21, 22 Chronicle fat packs still sitting on their shelves. I know the local one does for like $9 a pack. I'm
yeah.
always
I don't
tempted.
have that luck in my where I live.
I'm always tempted, but I'm like, no, I'm not buying that. I mean, there's Osimhen rookies and Pedri rookies in there, which are cool. Um, but other than that, it's kind of like, yeah, Cardboard Haven. I think that's the move here is to wait for Prism, skip the rest. I agree. Um, Danger Mart also says that PSA has created a mess with grading. For sure they
Yep.
have. Wiggs, have you sent anything to grade recently at all?
I sent a batch of stuff to a card shop recently. A lot of messy, a lot of older stuff, handful of newer things. So I'm kind of curious to see how I do. Um,
So they're like, were they a bulk
it was
PSA
like
piece?
I think it was like probably 10 or 11 cards. Like they had like it was like before, at least like right before like they announced like a bunch of new stuff. So I have no idea how it has like the effect on the shop. But I had they got like 10 cards, 10, 11 maybe cards that I sent in. I think half of it was messy, or close to half of it was messy. So we'll see.
Yeah, I sent some stuff through PC Sports Card before the bumps. And I sent those when did I send those? Let me tell you right now. So these were sent to them they well, I sent them like beginning December and they sent them to PSA, I think, or it was actually maybe the second week of December. PSA got them on the 23rd, and I still think they are in. They still haven't
Yeah,
they haven't even changed the status on them. So
yeah, just sitting there waiting to get graded.
just sitting there, exactly. So it's kind of like, but I do have. So I sent some auto stuff to PSA too. I should check on that now. I kind of want to see. I sent two two Peacock autos, two John Ev's Peacock autos that I had, and I didn't send them together.
Okay,
I sent them in separate, well, they went together, but they went in separate submissions, if that
gotcha.
makes sense. So that I wouldn't get the same guy grading them, maybe, I think, I hope.
You're right.
Um,
I mean, let's be honest. Let's just hope that you get some grader that is about to go on vacation, had the best day of his life, just had a morning sex, whatever you want to call it, before he graded the stuff, and
yeah, exactly. So it's all
yeah.
right. So all right. So here I sent in, let's see what I sent in. Joanna's Peacock auto. So that was one order. Then the other one I sent in, it was the Joanna's Peacock, the other one, and the Exquisite. But I did make a mistake. Hold on a second. Let me see here. And I sent two. That one I should have separated those two. Shit. I sent in two Rodrigo Mora stickers,
Okay,
on card auto stickers. So they were stickers I got in Portugal that were autographed by him. So I'm having them grade both. I'm taking my chances. I
Yeah,
want the
with that.
auto. It'd be cool if I got a PSA 10. PSA 10 and auto 10 on the cards,
Yeah,
but the stickers are hard. I just figure I can sell one of those and make my money back for both, possibly to a Porto fan. But I was kind of hoping that I would have these back by the show in New Jersey, and I
yeah,
think that's probably not going to happen.
not gonna happen. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
maybe,
I think I sent my
maybe.
cards in to a shop like it was like it was in January, like earliest January. I want to say, and so it's I know PSA got them. Haven't really checked on it in a hot minute, but
Well, this says estimated completed by April 2nd, April 3rd. But then
okay.
the other part of it is this, is that when you get those grades back, it takes them a while to ship because they want you to decide if you want to put them in their vault
Yeah, right.
or not. And that's kind of like just ship me the damn cards, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to. Okay, all right. Danger Mart has another question. What do you guys think about Tag? Will they ever have the clout? Casing is beautiful. Yeah, I agree. I like their slabs. I have not done anything with Tag yet. It would be interesting to maybe maybe I'll send something to them. You done anything with Tag at all?
I have not um really personally just I don't I don't know. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Um I think whatever for me, like whatever I enjoy, like I tend to, send that and at this point in time it's been PSA and I've not done any other subs, but
Yeah,
I don't hate it.
it's gonna be PSA. I mean, they're the ones that command the most
Yeah,
price on the market.
right. Yeah,
We
for
keep
sure, for sure.
I mean,
I don't love it, I don't hate it. I
we keep
just
hearing. I mean, we keep hearing all these like you have all these options now. You've had options forever, and it hasn't changed. PSA controls the market, and people
right,
want to call it a monopoly. It's not a monopoly, guys. There's plenty of options out there for you to use. Whether you choose to maximize your return on anything you're selling, that's your choice. If you send stuff to SGC or Beckett, know that you're not going to get, or Tag, or whomever else, CGS, or who is it? CSGC, whatever it is.
yeah,
Um, there's you can send them to those places if you like those styles better, but if you want to sell stuff, then, you know, the problem becomes you're not going to get your maximum dollar. And I think
right.
the other part of it is that um, Cardboard Havens just keep them in mags. I mean, but that's not the market doesn't
I
work
hate
that way,
Megs.
unfortunately. Some people love. I don't love them either. Some stuff I like. Like that Joan Eves I have, the three color patch. I love that it's in a mag. It's a tops encapsulated card. They're nice, um, but again, the tens and for my subscribers out there that are paying for the subscription, that pod tomorrow releases on the PSA 9. So I don't want to delve too much into that. All I'm going to say is that if you're not buying PSA 9s right now, you're making a huge mistake. That's all I'm going to say. After looking at these numbers,
I just got a
um,
PSA 8.
yeah, so there you go. After looking at the numbers and the data that I've uncovered, and the people that pay for this subscription, they're going to get this data. Um, it reaffirms exactly what I said. And Slabnomics, he's doing a great job for the hobby and doing different analysis. But he had said PSA 9s were dead, and he's really wrong there. I think it's hard to, in this market, we want to compare it to other financial markets. We can't do that though. It's very different. You know what I mean? It's not, like people want to compare it to the stock market, and card ladder kind of does things that way. You know what I mean? It's like the way they do things. It basically looks like a stock market or a stock index or whatever you want to call it. But I
Right,
think the nines, especially with the PSA shutdown guys, the nines are big, 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 and you'll be surprised when I give you numbers and data that support my argument. Because it's facts. It's not speculative. What I'm saying. I mean, you look at 2014 Prism, right? Stuff that you like to buy, right? Or even that Odegaard, right? That you just showed. What was that? No, is that another three Odegaard that you have?
the one right here, it's
Yeah,
out of five PSA 8.
yeah. There's five of those. Who cares what the
See,
grade? Who cares what the grade is?
it's my boy.
You know what I mean? It's like it's one of those things that people don't get it right now. It's kind of like PSA 10s are bust. No, it's not that. That's not it. Especially on the older stuff. That the
Yep.
Ronaldo 2014 in silver,
Yep.
is that a nine?
9.
Yeah, that
There's
see
only
that
there's
card.
only 24 10s.
You
And
try, yeah.
there's I think 124-ish nines. And there's you got three 8.5s, and then goes down from there.
So that's part of the again, another piece of the argument that I have is that pop count matters,
Yep.
especially on older stuff,
Right.
right? There's only how many of those nines are there?
Oh, the Ronaldo.
Yeah,
I think it's like 124-ish, but there's only
that
24 10s,
yeah,
which
but think about that for a second. Even there's
yeah,
100. You said 129, right? PSA nines or 124, 124.
124, 100, I think,
Okay, whatever
somewhere
that
somewhere in
is.
that range.
That card is 12 years old at
Yep.
this point, right? And yes, some of that's wax still gets ripped. Every once in a while, somebody rips it. But I think those boxes are 5 grand a piece now. I
Yeah,
could be
there
wrong. They're probably more than that. Um,
there's not a lot out there anymore to be ripped. So
no, there isn't. There isn't. So, 124, that's nothing.
right,
That pop count's higher than the Michael Jordan rookie.
right,
You know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? So I think people were like, we're still, like Anthony says this all the time, we're still in the third inning.
yep,
Um, of this kind of this thing. There's a lot of stuff out there that that I think there's a lot of um, we can speculate all we want on values or players that are going to play or players that are going to be good, players that are not going to be good. But the fact is PSA nines present a huge opportunity for people.
right.
I even met a guy who only collects PSA ones. I can't remember his name, which is wild. Only PSA ones. You know what I mean? It's like it's kind of crazy, but I
Very,
mean,
very, very unique.
it's very unique, right? Who's to say that's not going to be worth money someday? Or who's to say like a PSA 7 Ronaldo in that silver is probably
Yep,
worth money because that's his jersey number. You
right.
know what I mean? How many PSA 7s are there? I don't know, but like
I think it was
there's
like
all
wasn't a lot. It was
yeah,
very, very, very small.
there's
It's
all these
smaller than the 9 pop for sure.
there's all these factors, especially in this hobby. We Things change every year. They change what people like. I mean, now it's the people don't people right now only want numbered stuff.
Right.
They don't understand SPs. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or the case hits or like that Jones Peacock I have, PSA 10. There's only
Yep.
been one graded. Only one's been graded. I have it. No other. Top one. What's that card worth? I don't know. Hard to say. But it sure isn't like few hundred bucks. It's way
Right.
more than that, I think, at this point. I think the Peacock stuff, I've debunked that too. There's
Right.
probably less than not the autos, the regular Peacocks. I think there's less than the golds of that product in the select from 2 years ago. I haven't looked at last year's select yet, but I think I need to and see what that gives me for information. But I think another one is a honeycomb. I really like that
Yep.
parallel. That's a really
Nice.
nice one. You know what I mean? I just we start to see a lot of parallels, and we start to go, wow, there's too many of them. But again, what do you like?
Right.
Buy what you like, right?
I think another thing, like kind of on maybe on that terms, like so I have a Holland SP from second year Sapphire.
Yep.
Pop 7. I think there's a handful that are a little bit higher, but it's like hasn't sold since 24, I think.
What
So
is
it's like
that? Is that green? What is
yeah,
that?
green. It's out of 75 PSA 9s. It's
Yeah.
the SP, so the short print. So like
Yeah.
not the
Well, the Sapphire is already short printed as it is,
right,
especially that year. That year is still pretty short printed.
right.
Um,
But the thing that's funny is like the what PSA values that is the one sale that was made, and that was 2 years ago.
What they have that value at?
Like I think 40 like $40 something like that. I'm
Yeah,
like, this
that's not
is
worth
not a
40 bucks.
40. It's not a
No,
$40 card.
no, not at all. Not at all. And
Right.
again, like it's kind of like this market, while everybody tries to act like this is comparable to the financial markets, your S&P 500, it's not.
Yeah.
It's different. It's very different. If that was the case, we'd have a lot of bankrupt players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way. World Cup picks. World Cup picks. Cardboard Haven wants to know our World Cup picks. You go ahead.
I'm going all in on Portugal.
Wow. That's good to hear. I think I've said this before, but if I'm a betting man, I'm betting France to win it. Who do I want to win? The US or Portugal? Um, but I mean, the chances of the US winning. Speaking of the US, right? What would be a successful World Cup for you? The US.
I would say quarterfinals, semifinals, or bust.
I'm quarterfinals guy. If they make the quarterfinals, I'll be happy with that.
I would be happy with it.
Who's
Also,
high? Who's
though,
high? Cardboard Haven. Who's high? Hmm.
I really want to see Norway. You know, it's their
No,
first. It's their first tournament since the Euro in 2000.
yeah,
So
I think
it's been a
people,
long time.
yeah, and they've got some good players.
Yes,
They've got some really good players, some really good talent. Argentina. I don't think Argentina. I mean,
they're not going to do it again.
listen, Cardboard Haven. I watch Benfica almost every week, and I watch Otamendi. And shout out to all my Benfica fans out there. They, the guy's not good. I never liked him. I never will like him. But he shows some leadership. But if that's your starting center back for Argentina, they're gonna be in trouble. That team's gotten older. You know what I mean? And maybe, and the issue with Argentina could be that Messi already won it. Maybe he just doesn't have his heart in it. You know, as much anymore after playing the MLS for a little bit. We could say the same thing about we're not well. We can't say the same thing about Ronaldo doesn't want it, but Messi could be one of those guys that says, "I already won." You know, he doesn't have that Michael Jordan sickness where he needs to win more, but maybe he does. I don't know. Um, but I honestly I think again now Mbappe is apparently hurt. You have a lot of players now coming. Rodrigo, did you see that today? He's out for the World Cup,
Yeah,
tore ACL, right? Now I think players starting to see a lot of injuries now. Um,
is it's the worst times. Like you're like you have to play for your club team, but like you're like I really want to play my World Cup team. Like it's like it's just like it's the worst time. It's like you get hurt now, you get a big injury, you're done. And it's like
yeah, and now like when we look at cards and talk about cards, right, for the World Cup, I seem to think and believe that these cards are still going to gradually go up.
yeah,
Musiala should be back, yeah. They're going to gradually continue to go up until the World Cup starts. And I think, or even before that, they probably stop at the end of May, maybe.
right,
And then the cards, especially if you're doing shows, you'll probably see card values spike based only on performance. Um, so if let's say Antonio Nusa, right, for
yep,
Norway has a huge game, 2 assists and a goal or something, then you see his
yeah.
demand go up, right? I don't think people are kind of. I hear more and more people thinking that cards are just going to continue to be going up while the World Cup's going on. I don't think so.
I think it's going to be select players. If somebody has a big game, I mean, I think a lot of it goes down to like the last World Cup. Gonzalo Ramos had
Yes.
the hat trick. His
Yep.
cards blew up right after it. Like I think it's going to be players that maybe has a huge game, has a handful of cards. People are like, oh, and they just start throwing it up on the market, like a eBay, whatever it is. That's where we're gonna see it.
Hype week before. I don't think so, Cardboard Haven. I think at that point people are all settled in into their cards already. If they're selling, right? I just don't believe that that's going to happen. Now, here's an interesting thing for you guys. Ready? So you have a few players that could potentially join my I've created this this the Gold Club. I've created the Gold Club. I created it. Nobody else did. I should actually trademark that. Dembele joined it last year because he won a World Cup. He's won the World Player of the Year, and he's won a Champions League.
We got to check
Mbappe
real quick.
Mbappe could join that, but now he's hurt, so that's probably out the door for him. He's got the World Cup, which can usually be the hardest one to win. But the interesting part is you have a few other guys that could potentially win that too as well. So we're talking a guy that wins the Champions League, the Ballon d'Or, and the World Cup, and it doesn't have to be in the same year. So if somebody's won two or three of those already, they have one to go. It could be the World Cup. There is a guy I think that could potentially win all three in the same year in this year's World Cup, and that is Harry Kane. Um, Bayern Munich is definitely a contender for the Champions League. He's definitely a contender for the World Player of the Year right now. I believe so. Firmly believe that. And the World Cup, right? The World Cup, Champions League, and Player of the Year. Lamine Yamal is another one. I don't think Barcelona is going to win the Champions League. I think Bayern Munich is much better than Barcelona for the Champions League. So maybe we have to wait on him. But I mean, who are the guys that you're kind of watching out for at the World Cup? Who you think are players that we know are going to perform? And one of the things that I like to talk about for those that watched the live podcast I did with Hooked on Soccer and Sack Cards. One of the guys I brought up was uh, Mario Götze, right?
Yep.
Performed extremely well for his national team, but never really settled in on you know, a club team, right? He's been a good player, but not nothing special. You know what I mean?
Or if you want to talk about that too, James Rodriguez. Never really been a great club player, but national player. Been pretty good for Colombia.
I thought he was pretty good at Porto and Real Madrid. So yeah, I can see that. Barcola top scorer in the World Cup. Barcola's not even going to start Cardboard Haven. He's not even a starter on that team. Sorry, man. He's just not. Um, France is loaded. They might have the best front three, I think, at the World Cup, possibly um, with the guys they have there. Yeah, Kane, Holland, those are good points there. I don't think Norway's winning the World Cup, but we never know, right? The tournament's a
I
lot
believe
bigger now.
they're the team in the Champions League, Bodo, whatever
Total
it is.
Glint,
Yeah,
yep.
Bodo Glint. Yeah, that's been beating everybody. Beat Man City and Holland.
Any any uh any young players to watch out for that you kind of have your eye on?
Um, I'll be honest, not really, but I think the U.S. team is one thing that I'm gonna be like, I don't know with with the manager who's making that team, but one player that has currently been in every team, and like I don't think he's gonna be like a phenomenal player, but Max Arston has played on every team as the left back for Poch. Um,
Hmm.
And so as somebody like he's 24, so he's a little older, but it's like, all right, if he can somehow make that team, and like I watch him in Columbus, like he's a very fun player to watch. Um, very athletic, likes to, you know, he's very good at like going like attacking like as a defensive player. So it's like that's somebody like for me is like, is it somebody that's gonna be big money, like big collecting money? No, but like for me, it's like, all right, is this kid actually gonna make the team? Like he's been in every camp that Poch has had, and I'm like, I don't know, it's fun. He's just to me, he's fun to watch. I just my problem is I don't really I get screwed over and work a lot, so I don't have a lot of younger kids I can watch because most of the games I watch are the like Tuesday Champions League games, Wednesday Champions League games. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's always going to be one wonder kid at the World Cup, right? We
yep,
got that award that they always name. I still haven't decided on who that is going to be either, who I think that'll be. It'll be interesting to see because there are some teams that, I mean, it could be Lamine Yamal, right? Because he's
yeah,
first World Cup, he's probably the best
he is.
of his age. I mean, the French national team, I don't think this kid's going to come. what's his name? Croppi, who plays for Bournemouth, highest scoring under 19 player in the Premier League right now. Really good player, but I don't think he's making that team.
Rain
Um,
France.
yeah, but he should actually he actually has eligibility to play for Portugal too.
Really,
He's got a Portuguese mother. I would actually advise him to become a Portuguese to play for Portugal instead.
I, I think
We could use a striker like him.
he's pretty set in stone with France, unfortunately. But
That's a good call, Kentucky Fried Sports. Mino of United, a player that could be um,
you
a
know,
guy
he,
to look up for. He plays really well for England. You know when he plays.
yep,
Um, I think a lot of people are excited about England, but I'm kind of um, I don't know. I
they
don't
have
know, man.
Thomas Tuchel, who's fucking insane. So who makes that damn team too.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of rumors going on about Bellingham and him not getting along either. I don't know if you've heard of those. Lautaro Martinez he's not a youngster, Cardboard Haven. Um,
Worst auto in the game too. That
um,
fucking little LE whatever the hell that thing is.
well, Nuno Mendes used to have a really bad auto too. He's changed it. His was pretty bad for a while, but he's changed it. Yeah, so England is interesting because these rumors, they could just be rumors. They might not be true. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, now I heard something the other day that's kind of shocking. Um, Florentino is considering selling both Bellingham and Vinny in the summer window. Um, Apparently he's tired of Vinny. And you know what? It's not all Vinny's fault that he's heckled or that people are stupid and they're racists. Um, but I think he's tired of the attention that brings to the club. I think they did they lose yesterday? I think they did.
it is recently. I think they did. Yeah,
Yeah, they lost 1-0.
one. Yeah, I
Um,
think over the weekend.
yeah. And then Bellingham apparently they had something going on with the attitude in the locker room. So I don't know if those are true. Allegedly, that's all I'm going to say. Nico Paz, that's a good shout. Um, Good year too. He's kind of cooled off a little bit now, as I suspected. Very good player though. I think they.
Turkey can get through Yildiz or
What's
Guler
that? Oh
if
yeah,
get through
if Tur
Yildiz there.
if Turkey gets in, right, they got to go through a playoff too. Um, um, I don't know, like those two guys. I want to see Turkey there. Turkey is exciting. They got young players to watch. Yildiz is very good. Gula is very good. Turkey's they got a solid team
Yep.
for sure, but they got to get in. That's the problem. Somebody else said something else over here.
You know who's
Oh,
really falling off? Greece.
no, they were never really relevant. Only in 2004 they were relevant when they beat
Right.
Portugal
Well,
at Flathouse.
they're somewhat relevant in this. Like they had a good like 10 years where they were in the Euro or World Cup, but
Yeah, yeah.
they've fallen off.
I mean, we could say that about a lot of teams. Look at
True.
Chile. Chile's like
Yeah. Sure. Well,
they won the 2016 Copa America.
yep.
You know, um, so it's and even Germany right now, right? I don't
They-
understand these bookmakers have Germany high to like win it, and I'm like, I don't see it. Um,
Another team that is kind of like fallen off, but did win the Euro is Italy. The one tournament they make, they win. Everything else they've failed for a hot minute. December 2018, they watching the Sweden them. It was the play-in. Sweden won like 1-0, something like that. And Italy controlled the whole game. Sweden just had that one counter attack in the latter half that pulled them through.
and they've got one of my favorite players, the Pitbull Gattuso, who's their coach. Who can really kind of motivate a team, right? I mean, if I was playing for that guy, I'd be afraid of him. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's so wide open because there's so many teams in this, but there's going to be a lot of really bad soccer, which I think might hurt the tournament a little bit. Um, and it could actually, I'm going to say it now, but it could hurt the card market too.
Right.
Where, and why I say that is this is because there's going to be too much. You know what I mean?
be harder to hit bigger players. Which does that mean that if you hit a Messi or a Ronaldo, does that make the card worth more when you have Cape Verde and uh, oh frick, who's that Carousel who made the World Cup for the first time? That
Mm,
tiny little Caribbean island.
yeah, Cape Verde
How
is small too. I mean, I'm rooting for Cape Verde. They're an old Portuguese colony, so we'll root for them. Yeah,
Maria?
yeah, Curacao, you're right. Make a bracket for the World Cup. We could do prizes. Cardboard Haven, I'm happy to do that if you want to give me some prizes to give out. Both speak Portuguese.
Uh, one for the 22 World Cup, just kind of like a joking, just fill in the whatever.
Yeah,
We didn't have any like prizes or whatever, but
yeah. I'm trying to think of other young players. I probably shouldn't say too much. I probably should keep it to the
what?
subscriber podcast, which I'm going to do that. What do you got?
Oh, I'm just flipping through shit.
You have any other pickups? Any recent card shows you've been to?
I went to one in it's like end of January, early February. It was one that Card Collector 2 put on. I didn't buy anything. Um, but if anybody is watching, I will do this. So this is one of the recent pickups, the Spain Blue. I'm trying to build 2014 sets. So one of the ones I'm trying to do is the Blue 2014 Spain. Another one I'm working on is Japan Red, and then it just happens to be like certain. Another one I'm working on is the Cote d'Ivoire Blue or Ivory Coast Blue.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Cote d'Ivoire. So
Cote
like
d'Ivoire.
I'm trying to build random sets. I just I don't know, just like buying stuff that I like, things that interest me, and go from there. And I mean, some of the more fun recent pickups is so I'm gonna have some fun here. So you have the 2015 selects first year.
Those are awesome. I like those cards.
Got both Ronaldos.
That
They
white jersey, I love the white jersey one. That one's great.
Yeah, they had the home, which they typically wear this like so like one of them they called like the home, one they called the away. So like they have each team has like their home kit and their variations. So it's like they call it like home away or home variations. So but I think they call this the home. This is the variation technically, even though it's like probably the one they're more known for wearing like the maroon color, I
Yeah,
believe.
now they've got the Puma sponsorship now, so
Yuma,
Huma, right? Yeah,
Yuma.
that's what it is. Um, the so all right, so let's go over the young players again. So I would say Lamine, obviously everybody knows him. Um,
I'm
trying
going
to think
Turkey.
of it. I'm trying to think of we use Turkey.
He's not really young, but this is gonna be his
Hmm.
first probably France card if he makes the team. I think
I
he's
think
proven
he's still 19 or 20, isn't he?
yeah, he's still like I think he's 20 now.
Or maybe he's 21. I don't know.
Yep. Here we go. Speaking of
Um,
Turkey, we got the Fool's Gold. Had it like 275.
Danger Mart, you say, I mean, everybody loves 2014 Prism, but you think about this now. So that was 12 years ago, right? Think
Yep.
about think about 12 years from now, right? What are we going to look back and say, I love that? What is that?
It's a good question.
Is it like, is it, believe it or not, could it be a Mosaic Road to the World Cup set? You know, the only one they did?
Right.
Could it be, could it be, it could Merlin 2020 21, right? That people
Right.
love that set. And if you've been watching what that stuff's been doing, it's actually climbing up in value a lot of the stuff out of that set. But people don't pay attention to it.
Right.
Oh, you know another kid that I forgot about was Gilberto Mora from Mexico, the young kid.
Yeah.
A lot of expectations for him. Um, for Argentina, Franco Mastantuono, Real Madrid player. And I've watched him. I like him. Um, but I also have seen him a few times where he's been really bad. Um, I really love Stadium Club Chrome. I think everyone in this room loves Stadium Club Chrome.
Bring it back, please.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of other nonsense products.
Right.
Like, all right,
Another one that'd be fun to bring back. Aficionado.
yeah, aficionado's nice. Like you think about Topps, right? And you look at Topps Museum, right? People don't, those cards don't sell well in the secondary market.
No.
And when those breaks come out, they're expensive.
Right.
And why do that set? Just get rid of that set. You know what I mean?
Right. What whatever sells they do, and then whatever doesn't, they still do it though. Like every year, I think I don't know. Like I don't want to say it, but I feel like maybe we might get back to a junk wax era.
Fine, finest is ass. You're absolutely right. I agree with Kentucky Fried Sports. J2 Vegas, Wiggs, and P. In your opinion, should I sell the Peelers Sullivan 1 of 10 or graded first? I'm not
Yep.
convinced. I'm not convinced on him. I'm probably selling that right now. Sell the hype.
Kid Sullivan, saw it.
Yep, sell. Don't even grade it. Just sell it. It's not worth it. Right
I
now,
think
I'd probably sell it right now.
the biggest thing is he's going to Man City. Man City buys a shit ton of players, as does Chelsea. It's like, all right, is he actually ever going to play for that team? Probably not.
Yeah, you think about look at Man City. They bought what's his name, Claudio Echeverri, the Argentinian, very talented
Already done.
player. Yeah, he went to Leverkusen, didn't work out there. I think now he went to, is he in Rome? Maybe he's in
That's
Syria somewhere.
aware, but it's like to me, it's like unless it's like somebody that's like actually like playing like top level like for like the team that they get like bought by, it's just not really worth it to buy. Like I mean, I think one of the exceptions would be Endrick because he's starting to do well in the French league. Like there's certain players that do well. But it's like if you get bought by somebody, like you're not really doing anything. It's just sell the hype.
Yeah, yeah. You look at the other sports, right? And I talk about this a lot, but the patterns are the same in every sport. They're the same. I don't care what anybody says. Like in baseball right now, a big prospect that's doing really big numbers is the Red Sox prospect, Connor Griffith. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but his cards are they're doing bananas. His prices are bananas. And people are like, oh, I gotta hold this. I'm like, I would probably sell that. Unless you really believe that he's gonna be better than what he's doing right now, then you sure sold, or maybe pulled it out of a blast or a Walmart. I get it. But if you're trying to make money, I think you got to move that. So J2 Vegas, if I'm you, I'm selling the Sullivan ASAP, where you can probably net some good money, and you can probably buy a nice Messi or a nice Ronaldo,
Right.
or a nice Pele or a nice legend. Which
Or
leads me,
whoever you
would
collect, whoever you like.
yeah, yeah. Which leads me to the next one. Here's another guy ready to consider. He can't win a Champions League because he's not playing in the Champions League. But I'm talking about Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is having an incredible year. Um, oh yeah, Connor Griffith is Pirates, as I was talking about. I wish he was a Red Sox. Um, Bruno Fernandes is having an incredible year. He might be breaking the assist record the Premier League. I think at this point, and people are going to call me biased for this, but I think at this point, I'm taking Bruno over KDB. Uh, given, and my reasoning for that is yes, KDB's won more trophies, but if you compare the teams KDB's played on to Bruno's shit ass United squad that he's played on.
Correct.
Um, he just hasn't had the help. You know what I mean? It's like how much more could he have done for that team if he had some players there that were capable of playing well? They're starting to a little bit, which is good, but um, phenomenal player. He's not like I actually I do like him. I don't think he's annoying. He doesn't strike me too badly. I don't love him, so it's a good take. Bruno's not likable, but is KDB really likable? He wasn't a camera guy either. KDB's not. He was not a camera guy either. That's a good point though. If you start to look at players that you're investing in or buying, and what the perception in the marketplace is or the perception by the fans is a big factor on their card values. It's true, right? I mean, what do you think about that take? What I just said there. You like, for example, look at David Beckham, right? His cards are still pretty valuable. Was he a top five player in the world during that stretch of the late '90s to early 2000s? I don't think so. Top 10, possibly.
I think
Um,
it's just the English hype on him.
yeah, yeah, and that's when that's when you start to have the discussion, which transitions to Harry Kane or Wayne Rooney. Which one are you taking?
I like Wayne Rooney, but Harry Kane for sure.
Who is likable in comparison? Who is likable in comparison? Yamal and the little people are likable. Haha. That's not true either because, listen, I can acknowledge that Lamine is a fantastic footballer. I don't love him. Um,
I'm not
but
gonna money in Yamal right now either. Too
no, yeah, it's too expensive. That's not my style either.
I
I'm
would
more of a
Ronaldo, who's a proven player, is cheaper than frickin' Yamal.
yeah. I'm not like for example, I'm not like that's just not my style either. Kentucky Fried Sports says he was a marketing magnet through though made him number one for that reason. Yeah, absolutely. He was all over the news. Unless he scores 35 goals a season, then his arrogance won't matter. This is true. That's absolute facts. See, I think that's where this hobby gets interesting because people like certain players. Like, for example, Cardboard Haven loves Bradley Barkle. I'm not sure why he loves him, if he loves his style of play or like I think he's a very talented player. Do I think he's not going to start for France? I can guarantee that. Um, Not that I have a relationship with Deschamps, but he doesn't start for them.
Who's gonna be on that French team is I guess what we're gonna get to because it's so damn deep.
Well, that front three, I think, is going to be Mbappe, Olise, and Desiree Doué. I think that's the
Yeah,
front three already. There's the the midfield is where it gets interesting. You know, the young kid Warren Zaire Emery, who's a very good player,
yeah.
and at PSG, I don't think he's lived up to the.
Hasn't
Excuse
really
me,
hasn't really had his chance to do it, but he's had better players coming in front of him. So
he hasn't lived up to the hype that the hobby gave him. And initially, years ago, I didn't think he was as good as some of the players already had there. So maybe he grows into that. You know what I mean? He's young. Um, Fernandez' passion easily confused with arrogance. I agree. I don't think Bruno's arrogant at all. Um, at all. Hugo Ekitike, I mean, very good player, but he's not starting for those guys. I think he's probably a guy that I don't know how you can listen.
who's gonna be on the French team? I guess is what you're gonna go to.
Well, if we're bringing up Hugo, right, we have to talk about Mbappe and Olise, right? Because all those guys like to play on the left. They really do. Um, I mean, you have to. Hugo's good, but I mean, I watch him sometimes and like sometimes I'm thinking that Liverpool is better off keeping Darwin Nunez, even though Darwin Nunez had a finishing problem a few times. But there are times I watch him, I'm like, oh my God. But very talented for sure. Yeah, France their midfield I think is loaded. Uh, they're deep. That team is deep. The only weakness I see in them could possibly be. I know Saliba is one of the best in the world. Your Arsenal
Yeah,
boy there.
defense,
I don't
defense,
know.
him and maybe goalkeeper.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What about Spain? We should probably talk about this from a hobby perspective too. So when you talk about it from a hobby perspective, and again, guys, if you look at the other sports, there's only room for one guy on each team. There's only room for one. So you have to choose wisely. It's kind of like I say, you got to choose the guy
You
for the
know,
team, and you got to choose the youngster that breaks up for that team.
this dude super undervalued. Ball.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's definitely I think Spain's one of Spain's like go tos. Not like the most outstanding goal scoring assist whatever, but I think
He's
he's like their one of their like their players. I guarantee you that's going to be there and be like one of the studs for them. Like
and
a
from a from a
movement.
from a positional from a from a positional standpoint too. He's the guy that can play the midfield. He can play
Yep.
the center forward position as well. He's
Right.
very good, very good. Watch for Italy when they make it. Haha. I hope they make it. I like having Italy in the World Cup. Harbert Haven, like he loves Argentina, he loves Italy. I've
It's
noticed
been
that now.
since 2010, I don't think, right? They missed 16 and 18, or 18 and 22, or
Yeah, they made 14 though.
14.
Yeah.
14. The group of death was Italy, them, and somehow Costa Rica got out and made a very deep run.
Yeah. So I think, from a perspective, and I kind of agree with you guys, the framework here is you got to look at the groups like I'm going to do. If you listen to the podcast today, you told me I'm going to break this down. Dude, you're Canadian, you're not Italian. Were you born in Canada or Italy? Watch out, like I get so like literal. Um, so you got to break the groups down by each team, right? And you got to say, okay, there's one hobby guy, one A, right? So like, let's start with Portugal, right? You look at Portugal, right? It's Ronaldo. I mean, it's nobody else. It's Ronaldo. As much as I love João Neves, Vitinha, Nuno Mendes, those guys, yeah, okay, you could have a lot of one A's there. Brazil's got Estevan's their hobby darling, right? Or is it Neymar? Or is it Endrick not going to the World Cup? You know what I mean? It's like, how do you figure it out? You know what I mean? Um, who else are we talking here?
You know,
France
you
is
know,
about.
the sad thing is Panini, before Maradona and Pele died, they made sure that they signed a stupid amount of stickers so they can continue to put those on the
Oh,
cards.
of course they did
So
that. You have
there's
to do
some
that.
Pele stickers that are going to be coming out that he signed. Probably like they're like, all right, you're about to die here, sign, sign, sign.
Yeah, which actually leads me to another piece here. I'm gonna bring up Card Ladder right now. I can't put it on the screen because you guys aren't watching this. I talked about this earlier today on the podcast. And what are those 2014 Prism autos called
Oh shit!
in that set?
I've only got one of them. Should have bought a
I got a bet.
should have bought a deuce when I was had the chance to do it. I didn't do
Oh,
it.
they're called World Cup signatures.
Yes,
I think those are really undervalued. Think about it.
they're selling
It's
pretty well. I feel like though, like depending on like who it is.
Listen, all right, ready? I'm gonna pull them up. I'm gonna pull up some right now. I'm gonna read off some of these numbers, right? I'm not gonna even talk about Ronaldo. He's too much money. But a BGS 95 Buffon just sold today for 230 bucks. That's cheap, I think.
Best
Um,
could be.
Drogba raw 125 bucks.
Damn,
Suarez raw 152. Um,
Hazard 130, right?
yep. Who else we got here? PK 45 bucks, and PK is whatever. Falcon 160. James Rodriguez 385 on a PSA 9. Okay, that's more in line with what I believe. Clint Dempsey 36 bucks.
Damn, that's the one I want.
These are guys that listen. A lot of these guys never signed.
Right.
These are their first autos. I think these are kind of a dime. They're diamonds in the rough for that reason. Like here's a Baggio raw 295, like that, or Valderrama raw $80. Like Van Basten 227 raw. I think these are so cheap to me.
Any what's the last Nani sale?
Look at Jurgen Klinsmann $101. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
He's a World Cup winner. You know.
it was
Oh,
the
there's a
was
Hazard that sold for 135 Hazard. Fernando Torres 128. These I think there's a lot of value still left in these. Wesley Sneijder $80, Pirlo 122.
you
I
just
mean,
gotta right?
granted, to grade these, if you're gonna grade these to flip, you're probably not gonna have
Value wise, you're not gonna get it.
you're not gonna get high grades. You're just not going to. These cards are like the top I have. There's some edging wear on them on the back, which is fine. I just wanted the auto. You know what I mean? I wanted the card.
Here, here
Um,
here's another fun question for you. So obviously Hazard signed. like when he played, and then he's in the new set he signed. Which card would you rather have? Something from his playing days, or something that
Oh,
is
that's easy. I answered that question a few weeks ago.
yeah
We were talking with Hooked on Soccer, and Anthony and I brought up Zidane auto from a set now versus a Merlin Ruby numbered parallel in his Juventus kit in 1998. Unautographed. I'm
yeah
taking that Merlin card all day long. You
yeah.
know, um, I would be interested in any Pepe autos. Okay, Danger Mart. I think I might actually have two of them. Speaking of, oh, he's got a good question. Do you think Penny does another version of the Samba autos? That would be interesting if they did that because I think
Back the
yeah, not probably Samba. They would probably do something along the lines of maybe they could do like a Stars and Stripes, and they could actually do three versions. They could do a Stars and Stripes, a Maple
yeah
Leaf edition,
right
right? And then for Mexico, what could they do for
Eagle,
Mexico?
the Eagle
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be like
Falcon something. I wouldn't mind if they had some like special throw like a throwback like just a
they could do. They could do a NAFTA one for those that remember NAFTA. That's a North American Free Trade Association, I think. You know what I mean? With those three countries. Yeah, Danger Mart, those Sambas, right? You probably know this already anyways, but they were auctioned on eBay initially, which is wild. Wild.
oh like
Uh,
for the first sale was eBay.
yeah, yep. Panini put them on eBay, auctioned them all off. They're all one of ones though.
Right.
With the Samba, the coloring, the yellow and the blue,
Do
for
you seen like all they have like other special too, like the like out of seven, like the oh shit, what is it called? You know what I'm talking about, right? Like the like Father's Day or like the
yeah, yeah.
some like unique little like I think it's like a number to seven, I want to say. Like it's a very, very low. It's not as like the card doesn't look as cool, but it's like it looks like a base card, but
Yeah.
they
They
have like
could do they could do stuff like Upper Deck does a lot of stuff numbered to the player's jersey. They do
right.
that for a lot of rookies, and they probably should do that for like the rookies at the World Cup. I don't know. I mean, I just think
They're gonna do
those
a 26 card because they did that for like the out of 22s for like the last World Cup. They had the Bergen like the Qatar like colored flag like
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I think in this case, um I don't know, I'm still going back to these 2014 autos because a lot of these guys, this is their first autos for a lot of these guys. Figo, I'm not sure because he may have signed in that
He signed,
2000.
I'm pretty
What's
sure.
that? What's
Pretty sure
that?
pretty sure Figo signed in 2014.
He did, but does not. He didn't play in that World Cup, so it
Right.
kind of he did sign for that. But I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say is like these could be like first autos for a lot of these guys,
Right.
unless there were guys that signed for the 2002 World Cup set that Panini did. There were autos in that product,
Right.
but they're all stuck in Japan somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's because
Ship
I
course.
yeah, yeah. So there's a Rui Costa one out there. I have a friend over there right now too. I was like, hey, look for these. See if you
Yeah.
find any of these. I really want to go there. I would love to go hunting for those. Because those cards are so
Been
cool.
been hurt. I've been told they've been definitely very well searched through. Like you used to be able to find good deals, but people have definitely gone through and from like a
They figured it out.
yeah
Yeah. I mean, it's not even a good deals for me. It'd be like if I could get a Rui Costa playing days World Cup auto
yeah
card, Panini, like that'd be amazing. It's just like it's crazy. So I think a lot of these guys in that 2014 Prism World Cup set, um, the autos, it's their first ones. And the silvers are really nice, but even the regular autos, I mean, I think the silvers are pretty pricey. They are
want
pricey.
want this guy's first auto.
Turkeys,
Yeah, he has no autos yet.
nothing yet. Well, that's again. Remember I said that years ago. I said first autos are going to matter eventually, and we're getting there. Um, like here's some like Marco van Basten. Wow, one silver 77K. Is that the one of one?
It's gotta be. Just
Oh
some
yeah,
eh,
yeah, yeah. This is the black one of one 77,000. Van Basten's a legend for those that don't know. Dutch striker, won I think three Ballon d'Ors if I'm correct. Retired early too. But like, oh, the Buffon sold for $54 in freaking February. Like, best goalie ever, you know?
yeah,
Kentucky Fried Sports. I don't think I'm going. I think some of you guys know this. My wife's having a baby in July, so I was trying to get a pass, but definitely that's not happening.
no pass.
Unfortunately, she's due right around that time, so it's like it's kind of crazy. But we got a little girl coming now, so it'll be interesting to see how I handle a little girl. Um, oh yeah, actually, Cardboard even asked something. I like how the World Cup stickers now do different colors. Yeah, I do too. I do like that. Here's one of the things that you guys should be aware of, and I haven't done a reel for this yet, but there is some. Appreciate you guys. There is some counterfeit green stickers from the last release. I don't know if you heard about this, Wiggs at all. It looks like Wiggs is slowed down here, uh, his connection, but there are cards that have been counterfeited. So I don't know if you guys are aware of that. If you're not, I'm letting you know. I need to do a reel on that pretty soon. And the people that were tied to those were um, the the same people that Wiggs, you gotta come back here. He's probably got the dial-up modem. So the same people that you have six unopened boxes of what the 2022 World Cup stickers. The stickers are weird. Those don't appreciate too quickly. Although because there are parallels in those will probably do well eventually. I have a PSA 10 Bellingham from that because it was his first World Cup. I thought it was notable, but there are green counterfeits out there, so you guys got to watch out for those. That's the thing. Look at Goofy back there. That's my kid's Goofy. Just got to watch out for those. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think Wiggs is not coming back on, but I'm gonna hop off. Trying to think of for those guys that do subscribe. Thank you so much. Again, it's like buying me a coffee, $4.99 a month. That episode will be coming out tomorrow. I'll look for that. It's a really good episode on PSA 9s. It really breaks down the details that you guys need to know going forward with factual data. Again, I'm not trying to prove anybody wrong um, in terms of their analysis or their opinion or perspective on the hobby. I want to use factual data to prove that the nines are worth buying. So I keep them because I grew up opening stickers back in the day. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I couldn't keep those open. I'd have to open all those boxes. That's just me. Um, because it's fun to open those. But I'm gonna hop off. I hope you guys had a good time. We only had five people, but I don't really promote this too much. Save my money, buy two espressos and then go out. You got it, man. I probably won't be there next summer. That's this summer because of baby. I had to ruin my summer. Ruined it. Are you? When are you going? You going in the summer again? Oh, Academic Viseu too. They're going. Academic Viseu is going up to the Premier League in Portugal too. It's gonna be so exciting, man. My phone overheated. No big deal, man. Wiggs, thanks for coming on, man. All good, man. Uh, yeah, they're going up this year, buddy. Oh, you're not going this year. Okay. So we'll have to wait till next summer to do that. We'll plan accordingly so we go together. Marco, what's up, man? You're late, man. I'm gonna upload this audio onto so did I, dude. I actually got one too. I got the maroon one. I needed that one. Um I hope I get another one. I gotta tell my parents to get me another one. I want to get a black one now. Um, I like those jerseys actually. They're really nice. But guys, thank you for being on, for checking this out. I will, if you weren't here the whole time, I will be posting this on um, our Spotify and Apple as well. So if you want to spread the news, let people know, it'll be on there. For people listening and the subscribers, also look for the episode tomorrow at some point. It might be later in the day tomorrow. I'm just trying to tidy up a few more things on that episode, but Again, guys, thank you so much. We'll talk to you guys soon. Again, shoot me any questions you have or observations you want to make. Happy to address anything I can help you with, right? And you guys can help me too. If I'm ever looking stuff for stuff like Ignacio, I need a Neves debut ticket for Benfica of Portugal. All right, guys, have a good night. All right, be good.